You can't say everybody that played it during this preseason, they played like if they were playing a Champions League final, whereby at the ending of the day, you still lost those games. Now, do you know what that one statement means? It means that you lack accountability. Now, Chelsea played Juventus in the preseason and end up losing that game 1-0. Now, here are three things I need you to take away from those games. In fact, apart from these three things here, you see the rest, they are not really that important. Now, come with me. Let me give you the full story. But before I go on, currently right now, you see, the world of football is happy. Like, everybody is happy that Modric finally played football again. Because the last time this brother played football, it was like 2024. In fact, the way it was going, it was more like Modric was not going to play football again. Because I started hearing that Modric has now left football, like he has migrated from football and started doing racing, like he has changed profession entirely. But everybody is not happy. Now, one of the things you need to take out of this game is that, you see, Chelsea has an ultimate right side partnership. Now, if you see the combination of Palestra and Kenda, right? See, those two guys, they are going to cook next season. That's 100%. They are going to cook next season, because if you see the way those two, it was more like if they came, like they brought two of them, like two of them came together from the same club, and they didn't, because Palestra came from Italy, Kenda came from Portugal. So they are not coming from the same team, because the way these guys, and this is the first time that they are playing together, but you could see that chemistry, like it was so visible, it was there for everybody to see. See, this is something you cannot deny. In as much as, yes, the perform, like Chelsea's overall performance was bad, but when the ball moves to that right hand side, you could see that there's always an end product. Either you will see Kenda give a kind of sweet partnership pass to Palestra. Palestra will cross it into the box, or you see Palestra carry the ball run, he will cross it into the box. There must always be an end goal. Not that they will carry, they will not, no, they don't dispossess them. There's always an end product to their movement. In fact, I saw one update that Manchester City are interested to getting Pedro Neto for about 85 million. Chelsea, if you are wise, right? If Manchester City say they want to give you 70 million, 75 million, oga take. Because you see these guys will cook. And you see Kenda, one thing most of you don't know about Kenda is that Kenda can play both at the right hand side and at the left hand side. Because the time whereby Amorim was the manager of Sporting Lisbon then, he normally used Kenda to play at the left hand side, right? So he can play the both side, because I know in your mind now, you'll be like, oh, we don't need to say Neto. You know, Neto can play both the left side and the right side. So Baba, Kenda can do both. So if a good offer comes for Pedro Neto, Baba, cash out. Because you see Kenda is already there. You still have Estavio. You still have Palmer in that position. So it is already stacked, like mad stack. So you don't really need Pedro Neto. Now, number two is that Chelsea should not try it and sell Nicholas Jackson. Now, let me explain something to you. Now, if you notice that game that was being played, you will notice that, you see, Xabi Alonso was trying to use two men to press in that game. He was trying to use his two forwards to press, because he started the game with Pedro and Welbeck, and he was trying to use the two of them to press forward. Now, when he brought in Nicolas Jackson, I think he brought in Nicolas Jackson and Leon Delap, he was just trying to use the two of them to press. And now, if you look at the way the press went, it was more like it was only Jackson that was pressing. And he didn't really need to rely on Delap, because only him was pressing all the pressing. Like, he was doing all the press that needed to be done. And it's not the first time. If you watch Jackson before he was being loaded out to Bayern Munich, that is Jackson's game, right? He can press. Somebody that will press from the beginning to the ending, has legs. And this guy also still have mad link-up play. So why would you want to sell him? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Yes, Welbeck is good. He gives you experience. But in games whereby you need legs, you can't count on Welbeck. Pedro, yes, Pedro is good, but not in pressing, gang pressing, no. So I don't I think it's going to be very unwise to actually sell Jackson. Now, number three, now I see this third one. This is the most important, right? The most important, because if Chelsea does not take caution, right, you see that season might end before it even starts. Is that, see, Caicedo is the most important player in Chelsea. Now let me break it down for you. Now you see Caicedo, the worst thing that can happen to Chelsea next season is for Caicedo to mistakenly get injured. If Caicedo mistakenly gets injured, Chelsea is done for. Chelsea is done for, because not only this guy contribute defensively for Chelsea, this guy still contribute when Chelsea are in possession. When Chelsea are with the ball, you still see Caicedo trying to create for deep. Not only that, this guy brings mad stability in Chelsea's midfield. You could look at the Babash Chelsea played the last game against Tottenham, whereby their midfield just open. Wow! I'm like, is this Chelsea? Chelsea midfield cannot hold ball. Chelsea midfield cannot control ball. Nothing was going on in that midfield. See the way Spurs was just going through the midfield like this. Woo! But now look at today's game. When Caicedo was on the pitch, could Juventus easily just walk past that midfield? They couldn't. Or they look at Tali, they couldn't. Just because of one man, only one man. And what happened when he left the pitch? Papa did not even leave the pitch up to like 2 minutes. What happened? Juventus scored. Like, he did not spend 2 minutes. Juventus scored.